I think I do deal with trauma, intergenerational trauma. I think that's one thing that is plaguing a lot of people in the United States, the intergenerational trauma from enslavement, genocide for Native Americans, the border for Mexican people, especially that false border that was created by war, that is illegal. It's an illegal border. I have a whole chapter on that trauma. The United States invaded and after 2 years occupied Mexico City, and with a gun at the head of the government, they had to sign over the northern half. That's not legal. You know, that's not a legal transfer. So that border is unstable, and it's going to stay unstable. And people look away, you know, from what's going on there. It's every administration. That's one thing they all have in common, is trying to suppress people at the border. And so that trauma reverberates throughout the country with every single person that gets through there, who doesn't get through there, their relatives they're trying to get to, children that are separated. So, you know, there are no really mental care. There's no funding for mental care in the United States. And this trauma goes on. And I think immigrants, what I found in writing this book is there's just a huge trauma of being immigrants. And as Don Viet Nguyen, the great writer, you know, Surrounded and The Committed, and this wonderful book, Nothing Ever Dies, I use his work a lot because he makes a point that I had never thought of, that we use the word immigrant. I know that, you know, I try to make the difference between immigrant and settler, but he makes another point that there are very few actual immigrants to the United States. They should be considered refugees, and most of them are refugees of wars and messes the United States have made in their countries. And that's not true of hardly any other place, you know, and it's not admitted. So the war, the trauma of war, the trauma of refugees, and that becomes intergenerational too. It's Cambodian and Laotians and Vietnamese, and now, you know, Afghans and Mexicans all the time. So we definitely need, but mental institutions, the person who asked the question is certainly right, that they've mainly been used to suppress, you know, in the past, to suppress any kind of dissidence.